Meghan Markle's team are absolutely desperate to make this stop. They did everything in their power because they know one thing, and the bottom line is always that if she explodes...
Netflix is in full-blown panic mode right now. And no, it is not just about subscriber numbers. It is about Meghan Markle. Yes, that Meghan Markle, the Duchess turned media mogul whose presence is shaking Netflix to its core. If you have been keeping up with the latest news, you know that With Love Meghan Season 2 is on the verge of collapse. Test screenings have bombed, fans are dropping off like flies, and reshoots are now mandatory. So what went wrong, and how did Meghan end up at the center of all this chaos? Stick around, because this story is full of shocking twists you will not believe.
The Meghan Markle drama is continuing, and it is only getting worse over time over at Netflix and in the public eye. We know at the same exact time there's been a lot of setbacks for With Love Meghan Season 2.
Netflix is struggling. That is the understatement of the century. They have got their hands full right now, scrambling to salvage a series that was supposed to be their next big hit, With Love Meghan, starring none other than Meghan Markle herself. Unfortunately for Netflix, the Season 2 test screenings have been an absolute disaster. We are talking back-to-back failures, where audience reactions have been overwhelmingly negative. The show's pacing, the storytelling, the overall vibe, it just does not resonate. Why is this a big deal? Well, this series was supposed to be the one. The project that cemented Markle's post-royal career. The one that would elevate her to Hollywood stardom. Instead, Netflix is now in full-blown panic mode. They have even set dates for reshoots in early June, trying to fix a show that is already starting to unravel. But why is this happening? What exactly went wrong with Love Meghan Season 2?
She wasn't happy, but now the team swung into action. Let me explain. Hi, good to see you. You all right? Thank you so much. Yes, I'm not bad, thank you. Basking in a bit.
It is not just the test screenings that are the problem. Oh no, Meghan Markle's image is starting to take a serious hit too. Fans who once supported her are jumping ship, and fast. Sure, she still has some loyal followers, but it is clear that her fan base is dwindling. The real question is why? Well, it is all about authenticity, or rather, the lack thereof. Meghan Markle has increasingly been seen as fake, self-serving, and more concerned with her public image than any genuine connection with her audience. Viewers are starting to see right through the carefully curated persona she has built over the years. They are not buying into the whole woke image anymore. People are sick of hearing about her activism and feminism, and more importantly, they are fed up with the narcissistic tone that comes through in her media appearances. But instead of taking accountability or working to regain trust, Meghan is doubling down. She is not just accepting the backlash, she is actively fighting back. On social media, in interviews, and on her podcast, she is positioning herself as a martyr, a woman whose values are too important to compromise, even if it means alienating her audience. She has even gone as far as to say she does not care if fans leave. And while she is trying to reclaim her narrative, she is simultaneously alienating even more people. The whole "I do not need you" vibe is making her look bitter, desperate, and out of touch. As her public image continues to crumble, her focus seems to be less about the work and more about trying to lecture people on why they should believe in her agenda. It is not working, and fans are noticing. As the backlash continues, something strange is happening with Meghan's public persona. She is starting to sound more like a celebrity who is completely out of touch with reality. Instead of acknowledging her mistakes or addressing the concerns of her audience, Meghan is speaking about herself in the third person, acting like she is somehow above the fray. It is becoming increasingly difficult to take her seriously, especially when she is sounding more bitter by the day. This shift in her behavior reminds me of another celebrity who lost a major chunk of their fan base, Katy Perry. Remember when Katy Perry took that infamous space flight, reacting in a way that made fans cringe? It was so fake that people saw through it instantly. Well, Meghan Markle is starting to come across the same way. She is in a similar situation, losing fans left and right, but instead of reflecting on her actions, she is doing everything she can to justify her behavior. It is almost like she believes she can do no wrong. But here is the thing, that attitude does not endear her to anyone. It just makes her seem even more disconnected from reality and more likely to turn away the very people who once supported her. If she is not careful, she could end up alienating her entire fan base, and her career along with it. Let us take a step back and talk about the real issue at hand. With Love, Meghan Season 2. The truth is, Netflix is already on shaky ground with this series. Why? Because multiple Hollywood studios have blacklisted Meghan Markle. Yes, you heard that right. Hollywood's elite have had enough of her, and they are making it clear the very industry that was supposed to launch her career after her royal exit is now shutting her out. So what is Netflix left to do? Well, apparently they are reshooting entire scenes. Why? Because Meghan Markle's show has been accused of plagiarism. That is right, accusations surfaced that parts of With Love, Meghan Season 2 copied from other successful shows. Not only does this put Netflix in a tough spot, but it also means they have to deal with the financial and creative consequences of this oversight. Reshoots will take time and money, and the whole process could drag on for months, which means a delayed release, more fan disappointment, and more pressure on Netflix to fix the mess they have found themselves in. So while Meghan is still trying to defend her work and her image, Netflix is quietly trying to pick up the pieces. They have got no choice but to face the music and hope they can salvage the situation before the show's release. But honestly, I am not sure that is possible. At this point, it is looking like a major disaster. And that brings us to the big question. What is next for With Love, Meghan? The show is set to drop in late August or early September, but at this point, it is anyone's guess whether it will even be worth watching. With the backlash growing, the plagiarism accusations, and the failed test screenings, it is hard to imagine this season being the success Netflix hoped for. In fact, I will go ahead and make a prediction. With Love, Meghan Season 2 will flop big time. The show will likely lose more subscribers than it gains, and Netflix could be facing a significant dip in viewership. Sure, Meghan Markle might get some attention for a few weeks, but once the dust settles, people will have moved on. The era of Meghan Markle as a media darling could be over before it even truly began. And let us not forget about the reshoots. If these changes do not fix the show's core problems, it is not going to matter how much money Netflix throws at it. The damage may already be done. Now, let us talk about Meghan's latest comments. The Duchess of Sussex is bitter, and there is no other way to put it. She is openly admitting that she has lost fans, and instead of trying to win them back, she is doubling down on her values, calling out anyone who does not support her beliefs. She has even said that she does not need the people who have walked away from her. The irony here is that by pushing away those who once supported her, Meghan is only further alienating herself from the public. She claims to be all about diversity, activism, and social justice, but when fans challenge her or question her, she shuts them out. That does not sound like someone who is truly invested in her audience's opinions, does it? It is a dangerous game to play, and one that is likely to backfire. The more she focuses on her ego and public image, the more she risks losing any credibility she had left. Fans are tired of celebrities who do not seem to care about the people who supported them in the first place. So where does this leave Meghan Markle? With a dwindling fan base, a Netflix series on the brink of failure, and a reputation that is starting to fray at the edges, the upcoming season of With Love, Meghan could very well be the nail in the coffin for her career. As Netflix scrambles to salvage the show, Meghan seems more focused on proving a point than saving face. Will she bounce back? It is hard to say, but one thing is for sure. The road ahead is rocky. Meghan Markle might have been a star once, but it is clear her shine is starting to fade. What do you think? Can she turn things around, or is this the end of her media empire? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates on this unfolding drama.